The Waldorf Quantum, the early models had a bit of a fault, well, a minor fault. The displays not weren't fixed very well, so they were just glued in place. So some models you may notice that the display has actually fallen inside the instrument. And so, but Waldorf, if you contact them, they will send you a plastic kit which has got a few brackets in there that you can actually screw into place to secure the display so it won't drop anymore. So anyway, this is me going through the process of unscrewing the various screws to get inside the keyboard. There is something to watch out for, and I will show you a picture at the end of the video so you know exactly what to look for. But it's important that you bear this in mind when you are fixing these plastic extrusions, I guess you'd call them, to screw the display into place. This process of unscrewing is a little bit laborious. You can use an electric screwdriver for it, but of course, screwing up with an electric screwdriver, you don't want to be damaging the threads. So basically, I think it's safer to just do it by hand, as I'm doing here. So anyway, the lid comes away, and as you can see, that's the underside of the display. I did try and fix this before I had the brackets. I opened it up and I tried to reattach the thing onto the existing glue, but that didn't work. I screwed it all back together again, and next day it had dropped in again. Also, I made the mistake of unscrewing the key bed, which you don't actually have to do here. You just have to remove the backing plate and the bar, which you see at the back of the keyboard underneath. As you can see from the video, I'm detaching or trying to detach the plastic extrusions from the backing plastic, and then I turned the paper around, which you should see in a second, so that it corresponds with the correct direction of what I'm trying to do. So there you go. And then I was just trying to work out how they correspond to the picture on the sheet. Which is fairly straightforward, but I was just taking my time over it and making sure I wasn't making any mistakes. The display is secured, well, not secured, I mean the brackets are going to be secured by 4 bolts and nuts in the display, which you'll see there. The socket, which you can see I'm holding now, is the easiest way to do it. I think it was a 6mm socket. I think I had to try a couple of different ones to get one to fit. The ones which had like 16 slots going around, that was too tight, but I found one which was hexagonal, and that fitted okay. So anyway, I unscrewed them, and then I worked out the positions of these things. Now this is where you have to take a lot of care, because just screwing them back into place is a bit of a mistake, as I found, as you'll see at the end of the video. You need to see underneath the plate. Well, it's going to be between where the display shows and the screen the glass screen at the top. Where it says come away, there may be some glue sticking in there that you need to remove. And actually on my keyboard, which is behind me, I still have to do that. So I'm going to have to go through the same process all over again. And also you have to be careful that you slide the display into the central position. As you'll see in the photograph at the end, there's a little bit of a video going on where I'm playing the thing, followed by a still shot of the display. And if you see on the right hand side of the display, there is more of a gap, and the left side is too close, so you can't see the display that easily on the left hand side. So I suggest just double checking that there isn't any glue between the display and the glass, and I've yet to do that, so maybe some tweezers would be good for removing the glue. I haven't tried it yet. But anyway, you'll have to somehow lift the keyboard up so you can see the display, just to make sure that the display is centralized and it's not too much to one side or the other. So anyway, you see the fairly careful process I was going through, just screwing these nuts back in place on top of onto the bolts on top of the brackets, the plastic brackets, which secure it in place. Anyway, now I've done it. It's certainly nice and secure. Waldorf didn't charge for sending me this kit through, but I'm living in Mexico, and you can't trust the mail in Mexico. I've had a few items people have tried to send me here, and they just don't arrive. And sometimes, if you do get something through, then they try and charge you import duty on the thing, which is a complete rip-off. So anyway, I had the kit, the repair kit, sent from Waldorf to my friend who lives in Texas, and he mailed it on to me in Mexico, and it cost him about $90 to send just a little envelope with these tiny little things. It was just like a regular letter almost. It was just very light, and so I was ripped off by FedEx. It was about $90 or $89 they charged to send that thing just from a state just north of Mexico. Ridiculous. Anyway, that's life. So if you want to watch me screwing everything back in place, then I hope you find it entertaining. So I'll just wait until the end, and then you can see where I show you how it's slightly misaligned, and you'll see the glue sticking out. Well, not removed, let me say. So it's a bit of a nuisance. So this is a very interesting part of the video. Watching someone fiddle with things. I used a bit of sticky tape to secure the cable going to that small PCB in there, just to stop it flopping about when it's upright. I think the warm climate probably contributed to the display dropping, to the glue sort of melting. So if you live in a cooler climate, then maybe you won't have this problem. And if you've got one of the later models, I don't think they actually have this problem. But there, I just carefully tightened each bolt by hand, just making sure that I I didn't use too much pressure on it because I just didn't want to damage anything. And I got it all back together, and it works perfectly now, apart from me not cleaning the glue off, which I will get around to. So I did speed the video up in the areas where I'm screwing it back together again. I could have spun this one out to be an hour-long video for a simple job for detaching the back. But if like me, you were looking around for a video to see someone do this to make sure you undo the right screws, then well, here you are. You can see if I'm going to make any mistakes or not. I didn't make any mistakes this time around. If I'd made a video the first time, you would have been laughing. So it was a little bit awkward because this thing is not very easy to maneuver when the key bed is detached and it's all upside down, and you're trying to work out if it's all in the correct position or not. I managed to get it back together again, obviously, without damaging anything. So I think we're nearly there now. That's me just about to stick some tape on that cable just to stop it flopping about. Riveting stuff, this. Instrument repair, DIY instrument repair. Well, I had some nice music going on in the background when I was doing this, but I didn't want to fall foul of any copyright issues. So unfortunately, you're just having to listen to me talking about it rather than being entertained by some good music. There you go, there's the tape going on now. Now the video speeds up, so you don't have to watch everything and get the right way around. You don't have to watch in real time, otherwise you'd be sitting here for a week. I was just putting a few screws in different parts to make sure the thing was actually in the correct position before tightening everything up. there it is. This is a strip of glue on the left hand side, and the right hand side is not fitting exactly where it should be.